Okay, I was asked to talk about the difference between densities and dimensions. So what I'm going to go into today is really the information will be presented as a way to help you guys navigate the unseen spiritual realms with more confidence, less fear. Because what we're seeing now is pretty much throughout the collective is anything that somebody doesn't understand, there's obviously an innate fear around it. And so they project demonic or inverted energies onto this thing they don't understand. It's always happened through history. Okay. So if you understand the multidimensional landscape and the densities, then you can more easily go, okay, well, where is this person coming from? What is their level of consciousness? Where are they pulling information from? And how are they interpreting that? Okay. And if you're able to perceive in that way, then you don't need to go into what other people are doing anyways, because you'll be able to define that for yourself. Okay. So this book is really about the dimensions or the densities, the shift in densities and the evolution of the heart field primarily, but we have the Merkana and the Merkara as well as the Diamond Star Light Body, the 60 body, 70 body, and 80 body. Okay, so we have all these light bodies in here, and these align with the densities. Okay, so we can define densities by frequency ranges. Okay, so this book will help you, but not necessarily. I don't go into the spiritual realms per se and other dimensional beings, those types of things in this book. It's more just about your personal evolution and how we can map that out through the field, in the heart field specifically. So this is a valuable tool. And the font on here is really tiny. So maybe what I'll do in this video is put this in differently. But if you can see, I may just, we have time, space, and space, time. And there's this overlap, which is the Vesica Pisces here. And so this is essentially where we exist, okay? And we can look at the overlay of these densities here and how they correlate. So in any instance, you could move towards true source or back towards the inversion, okay? And that's what this is representing. So this is towards the inversion, space-time. This is towards the inversion. This is towards source, okay? And these are frequency bandwidths, okay? So essentially what we're looking at, so we were talking about space-time versus time-space. We have the positively polarized is going towards source, negatively polarized is going towards the inversion. It's basically the figure 8 infinity, moving into and out of time and space infinitely for all eternity. Demonic entities, lower dimensional beings, etc., exist in the inverted universe because they are birthed from the inverted source energy. That is their source of life, energy, and reality, okay? It's part of the structure of the universe, okay? They cannot source their own energy because they are not connected to source. So they have to go through the inverted source energy, which sources its energy from fear, separation, ego. So from negative, lower vibrational energies. Inverted source energy does not exist in any density or any dimension, just like source doesn't. It is outside of all concepts of reality. Essentially, okay? When you see this in someone's field, if somebody has a little bit of the inverted source energy in their field, it does not register in a specific density within their field. It registers outside of the field. That's how we know what it is. The beings that manifest from this energy come into being in the fourth density, okay? They do not exist with that inverted source energy, okay? This is duality. This is essentially what duality is. You have source, pure source light, and truth, and then you have the inverted version of that. Okay, and most people, reality itself exists here. It is neither source or void source. It is here, and it is represented and possible because of the resistance between the two. That's how material reality is created, through that. Okay, and still we're just energy, but we're densified through the plasmic. Through plasmic energy, we magnetize realities and densities into what seems like matter. Okay, so these entities and beings would exist in the fourth density, which is the astral realm. Okay, that's where they can manifest and live. Okay, they cannot manifest in the higher densities, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and definitely not in cosmic. So let's go to a different map here. So here we have another map that you can look at. This is the inverted source energy. Okay, or the inverted universe. Then there's all these organic universes here that are not based on the inversion, and they basically start at the fifth density. And then we have all of the densities above this that are outside of space-time. So there's no material reality there. Here, this is all etheric. They're basically conceptual thought planes of different densities. Okay, these beings and entities, first of all, they're not going to exist outside of this universal sphere. Okay, because it's only possible because of the inversion. Okay, the inverted source energy. Here there is duality to a certain degree, but we're talking duality where it's frequency tones, just different tones of energy and music, sound, and light. Okay, this has complete separation within it here. Okay, so they can only exist here because they're fear-based, and they only exist because they forgot who they were, which is birthed from the inverted source energy, who completely forgot its God self. Okay, so they're only in the inverted, and they're only going to exist in a physical or spiritual type of energy in the fourth dimension. It is possible for lower dimensional energies and entities to ascend into fifth and sixth density. I do not think it's possible at the seventh or eighth density, but those beings in the fifth and sixth density are very, very rare. Okay, so it's not like you go into the sixth density and you're going to see all these beings, lower dimensional beings or entities. It is possible, but it's very rare because of the initiations needed to cross this threshold to move into different densities. Okay, so let's talk about densities versus dimensions. Densities are essentially bandwidths of frequencies. Okay, dimensions exist as reality structures within densities. So within a density, say the fifth density, there can be infinite dimensions in that density. Okay, so what happens if you do psychedelics or multidimensional travel, etc.? You are going to move into another dimension within the density that you resonate at, okay, or are resonating at or intending to go into when you do that journey. Okay, so if you do psychedelics and you have a really low frequency and you haven't been protected or blessed, or your field isn't strong enough, you could very easily rip tears and holes within your field that will break you into another dimensional space that could be negatively polarized with demonic beings or lower dimensional beings. Okay, but if you have a qualified guide, your consciousness is elevated, you intend to learn, to heal, and to visit higher dimensions and reality structures, and you have the wherewithal and the understanding on how to do that without traumatizing the mind, the emotions, or the energy field, then you can intentionally move into those reality structures, okay? If you are at a 3-dimensional level and you do a psychedelic, you will be able to experience other dimensions within that frequency range, and you may be able to move into the 4th density, okay? Most plant medicine is resonant with the 4th density. So if you're a 3rd density being and you do plant medicine, you're going to feel better. Unless you go into one of these lower realms or there's issues with your fields, because you're elevating to 4th density. If you continue doing those at 4th density, you'll be able to move into the 5th density with your field and your consciousness, but you will not be able to move into the 6th density, okay? There is a lot of self-work, shadow work that needs to be done, integrity that's needed to be able to pass through and graduate into these thresholds. So, and integrity, alignment with source, harmonic with source are all key factors in this. So if you are inverted, or there's an inverted being, energy, or entity, that being is most likely not going to make it into the higher spheres. But I said it is possible, okay? It's just very rare, okay? So that needs to be understood. So how do you protect yourself in multidimensional travel? You have a higher dimensional spiritual guide, such as Archangel Michael, okay? And if you're really scared, don't travel multidimensionally. I also recommend that people stay embodied, meaning you stay in your conscious awareness, you stay in your body, and you travel just with your consciousness, not with your astral form, okay? Especially if you're not familiar with it, okay? And you call in your guides, your angels, you seal your field in all realms, all dimensions, throughout all time and space, and you call upon the protector guardians to watch your field, your energy, your soul, to make sure nothing can permeate, okay? And you intend and command the space. I intend to learn this lesson. This is what I'd like to see. This is my intention. I do not agree to deal with lower dimensional energies or entities or realms. That is not something I will do. And you can do that before you go to bed at night when you dream too, is protect the space in which you sleep in all realms, all dimensions, and command that you are protected while you're sleeping, okay? So you're working with your higher self, higher dimensional energies, angelic, archangelic, only, okay? And you define that, you command that, you say, this is what I will and will not do, okay? So how do you define your experience in a safe, intuitive, and logical way? Just like that, okay? When you're going to do multidimensional travel, skywalking, or any sort of psychedelic, is you command the experience. Make sure that you're with a qualified guide, a being that can protect you while you're traveling. And so all of the skywalking journeys we do in the Academy, they are innately protected, okay? If somebody really wants to bypass that protection and go off and do whatever they want, they can do that because you have free will. But innately, they are protected. And so you're guided and supported as you begin to learn about multidimensional reality and how to do it safely, okay? And how do you do this in a logical way? This is not a multidimensional travel is not something where you think through it, okay? It always starts with your imagination, okay? And it's really important to understand also that psychedelics produce the same results as meditation for long periods of time. There's just not as much needed or asked of you from a personal level. So if you really want to develop the mastery and move forward on your spiritual evolution, you should focus on the meditation more so and less than those experiences. I know a lot of people have really positive experiences with those, and if you need it and it's helping you, then continue doing it. There's nothing dangerous about it unless you're not doing the work on yourself, essentially, okay? There are more pitfalls there. If you do the meditation, you work on your consciousness, you work on healing the shadows, you will have the exact same effects as psychedelics, only through meditation, and it's controlled, Okay, so for instance, I did a mushroom ceremony a long time ago. I never had done one before. Someone asked me to come and guide them through this experience, and I think they wanted it to be more crazy and fun. And I led them through a skywalking journey. I did a healing session on them first. I protected the space, and then I led them through a very specific skywalking journey, and none of them had any sort of psychedelic experience because we were controlling the pineal gland. We were controlling and commanding the multidimensional landscape so that we could move through it in a fluent way. And all their visions and experiences were much more profound and clear and vibrant, but they weren't all over the place. Okay, so meditation will help you to do that, as well as the healing. Who or what should we engage with when you're traveling? If there's any sketchy beings or energies, you just go back to the tree of life, you come back into your body, you close out the session, okay? You don't ever want to engage with those beings unless you specifically know how to deal with them, okay? So I don't recommend anyone ever working with them unless you know for a fact that you're a high priestess or high priest. You've been doing this, a shaman on some level, and you've been doing this for a long time, and you know how to protect yourself, your energy, and your field. So if you feel like those energies or entities are around you, then you need to call in the archangels. You can always call on Jesus as well, ascended masters, to clear the energies, to remove them from your space, okay? And I have specific meditations in the Academy to help you guys do that, if you want to go into that further. And so how do we command our experience? I kind of already went into that. You seal the space around you. You ask the space to be cleared and cleansed of any lower vibrational energies or entities, and then you seal it in all realms, all dimensions, throughout all time and space, and ask that you're protected while you're sleeping or while you travel. So how does this translate to the energy field and into multidimensional embodiment? How do we measure this and define this via our energy field, and why is this important? So the energy field, as you elevate in density, so like I said, most of these beings are in the fourth density, okay? So in the astral. And the astral is everything. It's, all the conspiracy theories and these wild spiritual ideas and concepts, those all exist in the fourth density, okay? And this is why moving through 4D in a very clear, balanced, harmonic way is really important. Not getting lost in these subhuman dimensions that exist in the 4D, not getting lost in the false AI templates, because those exist in the 4D as well. So the best thing is to move through the densities and through 4D and anchor into 5D, which is what we do. So you anchor into the 5D core outside of the astral. You still deal with these energies in 5D, even 60, 70, 80, you can still deal with them, because especially 8D, because you can move into and out of all the realms. So part of the initiation in 4D is learning what is benevolent and what is not benevolent. How do you deal with them? How do you know truth from illusion? That is the initiation in 4D, okay? And at a frequency level, as you heal and clear all the distortions in your field, then you start harmonizing with source and with truth to such a degree that there is less risk of you getting caught up in those loops and roller coasters and circus rides of the astral. Okay, so you harmonize your energy and you continue evolving up and up and up until you get to a frequency range where you can reground outside of the inverted energy into the 5D, and then you're anchoring into a pure source harmonic with the divine. Through all of these evolution, the heart evolves, and the heart is the 0 point field of humanity. Okay, the core of the planet is the heart of the earth, the 0 point field of earth. And source is the heart of the cosmos. It is the 0 point field of the cosmos. There is also a heart of the universe and a heart of the galaxy. From all of these hearts, there is a torus field. So all of these reality structures are based off the torus field of the heart. And when you harmonize the heart with the higher hearts of Source, the universe, the galaxy, and the planet, then you come into alignment with truth. It's a threefold heart. Essentially, what this does is connects you to the ascended earth, to true source energy, and harmonizes your energy in that capacity through the stargates. Okay, so you're able to connect to that, to follow that harmonic if you choose. You can always come out of alignment if you want to. Okay, so the Merkanas and Merkaba activations stabilize these frequencies. So if you don't have the Merkana activated, you're not going to be able to continue elevating because your energy will become unstable. And you can continue raising your frequency, but what happens is the mind and the emotions become unstable because you haven't grounded, rooted, or stabilized the new frequencies within the body. Okay, so that's why these steps are really important to doing that. And as you work from the heart field in harmonic with Source, these other energies don't have as much access to you. But if you have any karma from any past life, if you've engaged with people that have the inverted source energy, or any distortions whatsoever, that is a foothold for these beings and energies and entities to get in. So it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It just means that you need to continue doing the work. Because if you clear your field, strengthen your field, do your meditation, you do it every day, you make really good habits, you understand the subtle energies within you and around you, you can tune into your own connection with truth and Source, then you know when these things come in and influence you. Okay, so that's why the purity of the field is important. It's not about perfection and always being, understanding everything and knowing everything and being, this enlightened being that doesn't do anything wrong. It's about maintenance, harmonic, and habits, essentially. And that's how you will evolve. That's how we as humanity will evolve. Okay, it is not perfection. You're not going to get to a place you're untouchable. Rather, you're not going to get to a place where you can just relax and never have to do it. This is a continual process for the entire time you are in the physical body. And as you elevate and clear through the densities and activate these higher light bodies and higher frequency ranges, then you feel more, then you sense more, then you tune in more. And then once you master your field, then you can begin to master the quantum field or the universal field. And by doing that, you become one with all that is, and then you step into your mastery. So I don't necessarily feel this reality structure in this life as a human is about escaping the inversion or leaving this reality structure. I think it's about mastering it, because once you move into once you move into 70 or 5D, 60, 70, you're not working with the same inverted energies, but you have access to the resistance so that you can create in a material way, in a different way. Okay, so I really think this is actually about mastering this reality structure with our consciousness and understanding what it is at a fundamental level, which is the duality of source energy. And we come into the middle and neutralize it and utilize it for the betterment of humanity, of the earth, of the galaxy, of the universe, of the cosmos. And that is really the gift here. Because we can all, once you move into the 5D, you can all evolve back into cosmic consciousness or move into other universal systems that don't have this inverted energy if you so choose. It's that move into 5D that's important, because that liberates you from this reincarnation loop and cycle within the inverted universe. Okay, so if that is a goal for you, then that's what I recommend, because that will liberate you into that spiritual reality, and you can then choose where you're going without your consciousness being trapped here. And it's not necessarily a mechanical trap or a plotted trap. It's more just lessons like you chose to come here. If you got sucked into this inversion, then you have to find a way back. And that's actually the primary reason I wrote this, is so that people don't have to get stuck anymore. You can find your way out, okay, and liberate your spiritual essence, so you're freed into choice of experience instead of having to come back over and over and over again and figuring it out every time you come back. This will help you remember. Okay, so that is the point there. There's no reason to be terrified of everything you don't understand. If you understand the density and the consciousness of that thing, it's a lot easier to perceive and to understand what it is. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And if anybody has questions about anything I talk about, just ask and I'll try and dive into it. If you want to, a lot of times I'll just answer real quick. And if you want more depth, just, you can email me too about some of these topics. Anyways, I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next time.